Hey there, Thomas from Bricks here. Today we are going to have a look at a brand new Bricks 1.3.2. And although this is a minor release version, this might as well just be Bricks 2.0 considering all of the features that we put into this release. If we scroll down here on bricks.io/changelog, you can see all of the new features up here. So I think we got more than 20. Then we've got various improvements and also bug fixes. So I think overall this is a very solid release. We've got more than 40 items on the list here, and this is less than 3 weeks ago. So pretty good output. And yeah, as always with this sort of release video, we are only going to have a look at the main new features. So it's usually a handful of features that we're going to check out in each video. Otherwise, this is turning into a 3-hour screencast tutorial. And first up, we have the canvas auto scaling. So this one is a great addition for everyone who is editing with Bricks on a smaller screen, on a laptop, or just on a partial window. Because previously what you actually saw inside the builder and what you saw on the front end could differ quite a lot depending on the screen size that you're editing in, but this is now all fixed thanks to the auto scaling. So we're going to have a look at this one first, then we're going to have a look at copy and paste elements. So previously we could already copy and paste element styles, and now we can copy and paste entire elements, either on the same page or between different browser tabs or between different browser windows. Then the community template library, which was previously all built on the old section, row, and column layout, is now all container based. We added a new template bundle. We've introduced new section packs, and also we're going to add new WooCommerce templates very soon. Also, when inserting templates, you can now import the theme styles and the color palettes of those templates. So that's pretty cool, and we're going to make use of that when importing a template from a template bundle. The sticky header. There are some new options here, also pretty neat, because some people were really not happy with the way the sticky header was behaving by default, overlapping the content. So this one has been fixed as well. And maybe we're going to have a look at 1 or 2 other items in this list here. Also, we might quite an effort this time and also going forward by adding a description to each of the new features. So if you go through this list and you're not really sure what a specific item contains or what it means, you can just click on it and then you will see a short description. Like in this case here, the WooCommerce mini card has a new off-canvas setting, and this is basically how it works and what it looks like. All right, without further ado, we are going to head straight into the builder and have a look at the canvas auto scaling. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to explain a little bit about the screen that I'm working with here. I have a total width in my browser here of 1600 pixel. So I got my panel on the left, which already takes up 300 pixel, and the same also for my structure here on the right hand side, which leaves me with a container width of exactly 1000 pixel. Now the problem when I'm editing with Bricks here with this small screen is that it actually doesn't give me the full picture. I'm looking here at my base breakpoint, and it looks like as if this would actually take up the entire width of my page. But this is not the case, because by default, if we go to our theme styles and then under general, we can see that the default container width is actually 1100 pixel. So we can also see the same thing happening here. Sorry, not the same thing happening. We can see here that it actually doesn't take up the entire horizontal width, because this is 1100 pixel and my entire browser tab is 1600. But of course, because I only have 1000 in here, it really doesn't give me an accurate representation of my desktop. So what I can do now, I can go in here and I can just increase this value now, this width. This was not possible previously, so now I can say, how does it actually look on a screen that's 1400 pixel, although my canvas here is just 1000 pixels. So I put in 1400, I press enter, and now you can see here in this new scaling control that according to my width, this 1400, and the actual width that I have inside of my container here, which is 1000, it calculates the scaling and it scales down my content in here. So this way I can actually preview and work on a desktop of any size, I mean, you can go up here and put in 2560, which is also pretty common resolution. And then it looks like this. I mean, I would not recommend to go up so high because then it scales this to 39%. So it's really hard to preview, and especially smaller fonts. I would probably just go with maybe 1200. That's already enough. Or I just say I want to have this 1280, and then it scales it automatically down to 78%. So everyone who is working on a smaller screen, I think this is going to solve a huge pain point when editing this base breakpoint, but also for smaller breakpoints as well. We're going to have a look at this in a minute. I just want to further explain a little bit about this with here. So let's say now you've set this to 1280 in my case, and you're going to save your changes. You're going to close this tab, or you're going to reload the builder, or you create a new page and you reload this new page. Then this would be gone. And every time you load the builder, you have to set this canvas width for your base breakpoint, right? So in order to avoid this, what you can do, you can actually save this base breakpoint width. So I want to say, okay, I'm happy with my 1280. All I need to do, I can just hover over this W character, which stands for width, obviously. I can see this little lock icon here. So if I click this, I've now locked my base breakpoint width of 1280, and you can also see I'm not allowed to edit this anymore. This change has now been saved inside the database, inside of your user meta table, which means next time you reload the builder, it's going to pick up this value, but only for your account. Everyone else who has a different account, everyone is going to set the setting individually. So I'm going to reload the builder. I'm not going to save any changes. And we're going to have a look. Is it preserved? Do I have my 1280 still? And you can see now I have this lock icon here. It also tells me my desktop has been locked to 1280. And I can just work with this going forward. If I want to unlock this, I just click it again. And now I can change this to something else. If I want to say I want to go back to my 1000, and it looks like this. Scaling it just to 100% because we work with exactly 1000 pixel. So this is great because it's only going to lock in the base breakpoint width of the logged in user. So if you work in a team, you have a bunch of people, different designers or writers working on a specific page or blog post or custom post type in Bricks, everyone is able to set their own width. So if you're the only one in your team, maybe who has like a smaller screen size and who needs to rely on this lock setting, you just set this for yourself. Everyone else will not be affected by this. And the same thing goes for the scaling. So this by default scales automatically up and down. If I would to reduce, for example, my canvas width here by resizing my panel, you can see that this value will go down and that the scaling will be affected. So let's just scale this. Okay, so I'm going to reduce this, and now you can see how it's scaling down to 94%, 93, all the way down to, okay, this is the maximum of 600 pixel for my panel on the left here. And you can see it's sticking with my minimum base breakpoint width, because everything smaller than 992 would fall under this tablet portrait. So now it's scaled to 70%. If I change this back, I actually like to, I always like to have this aligned exactly the same. Always must be like this for me. So now you can see I'm back at my 100% and I have my 1000 pixel here. Now let's just switch to tablet portrait. You can see there's no scaling here because we work with 990 pixel here. And as you remember, in total, we have 1000 pixel available. So that's why now it doesn't scale on this breakpoint. But if I would have a smaller window, sorry, I actually need to reduce this more. Once I hit my 768, yeah, you can see now how it starts scaling down, because that is again the smallest width for our tablet portrait. Everything smaller than 768 falls under mobile landscape. So if I go to mobile landscape, I can see 100% because yeah, I cannot make this smaller. That's all I can drag this to. But you get the idea. If I would have even a smaller, I'm not going to resize my browser here, but if I would even smaller here, then this would also to start scaling down as well. What you can also do, you can also disable the auto scaling. So for some reason you would actually like to work with a scale of 100%, then you would just click here. Same way that you lock your width, you can disable the scaling just by hovering over the percentage sign. You click it, and now the scaling has been disabled again, only for your user account. And if you would reload the builder now, the scaling would be still disabled. To enable it again, you would just click here. Have it disabled, you can see if I decrease this, it's still going to use my 100%. And this is pretty obvious once we go smaller than 768, because that's the mobile landscape, and that means by default all of the inner containers are stacked. So that's why it looks like this. And this is basically all fixed with auto scaling for everyone who is working on a smaller screen. All of those differences between working in the builder and actually having a look at the front end, they should all be fixed now. All right, that's everything in terms of auto scaling. Let's jump right into the next feature. And that would be the copy and pasting of elements. Again, I've prepared a little section here, and I'm not going to win any design awards here. This is just some demo content, and all we have here is a container, and then we've got a heading and a button. And you already know how we can copy and paste styles. So for example, I'm going to put a button down here, and I want that this button is using the same style as this one. I can just right click on this button. I click on copy button styles. I hover over this one. I paste it, and now this button is using the same styles as the one up here. The same thing is now possible for entire elements. So you can copy and paste elements in the same way that you could copy and paste styles, either on the same page, in a different browser tab, or even in a different browser window. And I can do this with an individual element like my button here, or I can also copy and paste my entire section here. In my case, it's just a pretty simple section with a container and two elements. But if I would have a container with a column layout and nested containers and 20 different elements, they would be copy and pasted in the same way. And there are two ways to do this. The first one is, again, same as copy and pasting of styles. I can just right click, and now I can copy this container because that's the one I have selected. You can see it's highlighted here, and I'm also editing the hero container. You can see this here in the panel. So I can right click, I can copy, so I click copy, and it also tells you hero is copied. That's the name of my container, so you know what's going on. And now I can paste it. If I want to paste this below this container, just to show you how it looks like on the same page, the right click menu is not available here. When I just click on the canvas, it's only available when you right click on an element. So if I actually want to insert this below this root container here, I can use a keyboard shortcut, Command V, or if you're on a Windows, Control V. And you can see it's also here. This is a little helper, Command V in my case, because I'm on a Mac. So I deselect everything. I'm just here on my canvas, and I'm just going to, you're not going to see this, I'm going to click Command V. You saw this little notification that the hero has been pasted, and you can also see now in the structure, I've got two hero sections. That's on the same page. Now, if I want to insert this inside of another container, so let's just add a container here quickly, just to show you what this looks like. Maybe also make this a bit smaller. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to change this to my 1280. 1200. Okay, let's lock it. And if I want to paste my container that I now just copied previously, right, inside of this container, all I need to do is just to select this container. And now it just basically works the same way where you would add a normal element. So if I would go to my pedal here and I would just click on heading, the heading will be added inside of this container, right? So now this container has been selected. Again, I can just right click on it, click copy and paste, click paste, or Command V, or if you're on a Windows, Control V. So I paste here, and you can now see my hero container with my heading and my button has been pasted inside of this container. That's basically how it works on the same page, just to show you that I can also use this through different tabs. I'm going to go to this design. Let me just reload this. Did I preserve my change here? Yeah, this one is locked. Let's reload. All right, you can see we work with our 1200 locked base breakpoint width, and I now want to paste my container from my other page that I already have in my clipboard after this one. So all I need to do is just here, I'm on my canvas, I click Command V, and you can now see I pasted this container. I can do the same thing here for this image gallery. I just right click, copy, image gallery copied, go to my other page, Command V, image gallery pasted. Yeah, and that's a really easy way and really quick way. I think this is a great time saver and a fun little tool to play with. I would definitely recommend you to, if you use this a lot, get familiar with the keyboard shortcuts, Command C, Command V, or Control C and Control V if you're on a Windows machine. Yeah, that's pretty much everything for this new feature. Very powerful, but yeah, also not too much to explain. Yeah, let's keep moving. The new community template library. This is really interesting. I'm really excited to finally be able to allocate some more resources towards this effort. I'm pretty sure we made some great strides already with the template library right now. You're going to see the new one in a minute. But basically, up until now, we've had our community template library just based on this old section, row, and column templates. And whenever you inserted a template, it's in the background, it was converted into this container-based layout. And obviously, there was not really a 100% accurate conversion. So we basically got rid of all of our templates, only the Sizzle and Rank template bundle we overhauled. We added a new template bundle, which is called Digital. I think we're going to check this one out in a second. And we're also going to start introducing a new kind of template, and we're going to call those ones section packs. What this one is basically, it's a single page template, but it contains various sections, all in the same layout, like a header. You would have a hero section, maybe testimonials, a contact form, a map, and a footer. And that you can mix and match and you can use for different pages, but they all play nicely with each other. Also, very soon, we are going to release our first WooCommerce templates. Yeah, we now got some professional designer help that we can finally start crunching out and releasing templates on a regular basis. So let's have a look at the new community template library, where I'm going to do this. Let's just clean this one up here. All right. Now I go to templates. Those are my templates. Those are the remote templates. While I'm recording this video, the community templates are not live yet. That's why you see this little label here. And you can see we've got 3 template bundles, Rank and Sizzle. If you're already a Bricks user for a while, you probably know those, but they are completely redesigned with the new container layout structure. And we've got a new bundle, it's called Digital. This is how it looks like. It contains 12 different templates. Let me show you one. The homepage looks like this. All right. So it looks like, and this is basically the style of this digital template bundle. All right. I'm going to first insert, this is the section pack I mentioned previously. So they basically look like this. So this is a section pack. It has a hero section. And we've got here this little text-based section. here we've got this section, got this accordion, got those icon boxes here. Yeah, and this one is also probably going to receive a header and a footer as well. And I think we're already working on the second section pack. And after that, we're going to do some WooCommerce templates. All right, what I actually wanted to show you here is the following feature, which is down here. And this is the ability to import theme styles and color palettes when you insert a template. So especially when we work with template bundles, in the background, we always have set up a theme style for the section bundle, because obviously we want to use the same colors throughout our entire website. And also the same goes for our colors. So I'm going to show you how this looks like using this one here, digital. First, I need to make sure I want to import my images and replace the content. And let's just use the homepage that we just previewed just a minute ago. And then we click on Insert. And now you can see this notification. This is new in Bricks 132. Is telling me this template contains a theme style. Would you like to import it? Yes, I want to import it. And then it also detected the color palette. So whenever you import a template that has colors from a color palette, they can also be from different color palettes. Bricks will basically generate a unique color palette from all the color palette colors that it finds inside this template. Yeah, I also want to import this entire color palette. If you hover over individual colors, you can also see the color code here, hex values, RGBA, alpha-based colors as well. Yes, let's import it. And now it's inserting the templates. It's downloading all of the images because I selected this. They're now inside of my media library. So if I click here, I can see this image is actually now locally here in my WordPress installation. You can also see that the theme style has been applied. If we go to settings and then theme styles, you can now see here the digital template bundle theme style. Of course, we need to add a condition. By default, it's not going to be applied. So if I want to have this applied to my page here, what I would do, so this page is called copy paste elements. I would add a condition, individual, and then I'm going to look for copy and paste elements. Okay, so next time I reload the builder, it's going to use this template style. Let's just save it. And let's have a look at the color palette. So maybe we can have a look at this button. It's using the primary color for the button. So if I go here in my theme styles and then under button, primary, you can see the color here. And if I scroll down, you can also now see the color palette. And the name of the color palette that we just imported, if you remember, those are all of the colors we saw previously in the template model when we inserted the template. It's basically generating this on the fly, and the name of the color palette will always be the name of the template that you inserted. Like, of course, I can rename this. If I just want to call this digital only, I can just say edit palette, rename it to digital, or maybe bundle as well, so I know where it's coming from. Hit save. Okay, now it's been renamed. If you want to rename those colors, by default, they just don't have any unique names. You can just go to list view, oops, and then go here, and then you can just give them a different name. Okay, we're gonna keep this color. And yeah, this is basically how it looks like now. I think this is a much more streamlined process, and it also goes hand in hand with the new community template library and the extensions that we're going to provide there, all of the new templates. So it's much easier to just start working with the colors that we've already defined. It's just probably gonna save a lot of time. Let's have a look at the changelog. There was something else I wanted to show you, the sticky header on scroll and the slide up setting. Where's my header? I'm not going to reload my builder here. I'm just going to stick with my 1000 pixel width. So you can see here I'm editing a header template, which is visible because you can see I have this little label here, header settings. If I click on it, you can see I have my sticky header enabled and I have sticky on scroll enabled, and this is new. If you don't enable this setting, the behavior would be pretty much as it was before. Let me just disable it. So the sticky header is overlapping now my content area here. So you can see now it's not above it, it's just sitting like it's overlapping my content. So if I set sticky on scroll, what it does is by default, it's going to be positioned relative. And then once you actually start scrolling down, it's going to be sticky like this. Now what you can also do, you can specify the slide up. So let's just say once you scroll down 400 pixel, I want this header to scroll up automatically. And if you scroll down, you can see if I scroll up, it comes back. Once I scroll down more than 400 pixel, it actually disappears. All right, next up is the sticky elements. I'm not sure why I didn't include this in the list here, because it's here and it was upvoted. I think it has like 500 upvotes. Make any element stick as a visitor scroll up or down your page. And we can actually already see this here in this layout because this one here is scrolling down. So this is a sticky element. But I have a different page here. I actually wanted to show you sticky elements, this one. Again, very simple. It's not anything fancy here in terms of design, but you can see here that I have a sticky container, which is this one here, not sticky, this one down here, also sticky. So if I have a look how I actually set this, it's very simple. You can do this for container, you can do this for any other element like a heading, like you saw before here. For our header, this one is sticky as well. All you need to do, you edit your element, then you go to style, layout, and then position sticky. So this is the actual CSS rule. It's just set to position sticky, which I've done here. And then there's also this little information here telling me that I should at least set the top value. You can also set the bottom value, but then you need to align your element also to the end, to the flex end. So yeah, we're not going to do that. Usually you just would set the top value. In my case, I've set this to 100 pixel. So you can see as I scroll down, it's not scrolling yet. Okay, I have a 111 pixel here. So once I scroll down, those first 11 pixels is going to be picked up because I have the top set to 100. This is 111, which means once we scroll past, this first 11 pixels is going to pick up and it's going to stick with a distance of 100 pixel to the top. You can see I scroll down a little bit and now it starts scrolling. This one is not sticky here. You can see this is just a plain old container, this one. It doesn't have any position set here, so it's not scrolling down. Now, as I scroll down, I have this container here. You can see this is also set to sticky, and the top is also set to 100 pixels. So once I scroll down, I reach my 100, which is the same amount that I have set here. So you can see once they are on the same level, it's going to start scrolling as well. All right. You can see that here. And that's all there is to sticky elements. Yeah, just make sure to go to layout, position, set it to sticky, set your top value. If you want to change this, if you want to say you want to scroll this should be 50. You can see in real time now it scrolls and it's going to stick with a 50 pixel difference to the top. Alrighty, what else do we have? I think there were some other things I quickly wanted to show you. Rank math. We did a survey quite a while ago in our Facebook group in terms of SEO plugin support, and rank math was the most requested one. We actually already work with their development team, and now also from our side we integrated this SEO analysis integration. I'm going to show you what that means. If you're a rank math user, you know what this is. Yep, that's the post here. So I created a post. It's called rank math post. And you can also see here my score of 61. This is what I currently achieve. And you can see there's actually no post content inside here. So Gutenberg is empty, but I still get the score. And this is because the rank math API is now consuming your Bricks data from this post. So if I go to my post, I can actually see this is how my post looks like. So it's just a post title here. Then I have an H2 heading, which contains my focus keyword. So that's why it's happy here. Additionally, focus keyword is found in the subheading because I've set it here. So it's picking up that one as well. At least one external link with a do follow found in your content. The external link is my button here, which is linking to bricksbuilder.io. And yeah, that's basically how it works. So now I have a score of 61. If I would remove this button, that should probably have a negative effect. Let's see. So at 61 right now. Reload. And now we're at 55. So you can see the change that I just made by removing this external link button. It affected my score. Now the do follow link pointing to an external resource is not happy. Yeah, that's basically how this integration works. And let's have a look. Was there something else I wanted to show you? I think there were some WooCommerce related features. Mini cart, we've got an off canvas setting here as well. Let me show you that one quickly. I think I can see this. Let's just unstick this one. I should probably add some padding here. 10, 20, 30. Let's click. And mini cart, my cart details, let's show them. This is how it looks by default. So this is just this cart detail model. Off canvas is disabled because we're using this layout. And now I can say I want to have my off canvas at the top, on the right, on the bottom, or the left. Let's just put it on the right hand side. Close it, open it. This is how it looks like. There are also various other settings here. I can change the product image width from 60 to 100. Then it looks like this, 110, 120. I can change that. Border I can change, box shadow, position and transform I can change. If I'm not using the off canvas, I can change the width. I want to set this to 500. It looks like this. 300. That's not really enough. 400. Yeah, that's possible now. What else do we got? Position and transform. That's possible for the cart detail model. The product filters, there's a search input that was also requested. There's no description here because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You can now add a search field to the product filters element. Someone has translated bricks into Malaysian. Thank you very much for that. Lightbox, we can set the image size separately from the gallery image sizes. Query terms we can exclude now. There's some new dynamic data here. Form element, we can change the recapture score, threshold. The developers from the Relevancy, I hope I pronounced this correctly, have also got in touch with us. So Bricks is also compatible with the very popular Relevancy search plugin. Oh yeah, I posted a screenshot of the new typography controls. I posted this in the Facebook group a few days ago. And I think it's a small change, but it's one click less that you have to perform every time you change your typography. So let me just show you quickly how this looks like now. We already have this sort of like a bit more visual controls like those ones here, rather than just having this drop down everywhere. And if you go now to typography, you can also see this here. So text align previously was also just a drop down like font family. Of course, here it makes sense. We cannot really show this any other way. But yeah, for those sort of controls that you can present in a more visual way, we're trying to do this more and more. So text align, we've got this now. Same goes for text transform. And same goes also for text decoration. Very nice. I like seeing this. Inside of Bricks itself, inside of the builder, we've updated to the latest version of Vue.js and also of Vuex. So this is where we store all of the state inside of the builder. Various bug fixes here as well. And I think that's it. Very happy with this release. Pretty major release, actually. I mean, that's how I feel. I just feel better and better about the updates, the re-release. They become more and more solid. And honestly, I mean, every release just should be like a 1.3, 4, 5, 6 release because of the amount of features that we put into each and every release. If you appreciate this sort of release video, make sure to hit the like button underneath this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date and be the first to be notified about any upcoming release. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this new update as much as we enjoyed developing it for you. If there are any bugs here, which of course creep up in every release, especially now that WordPress 5.8 has been released, on the 20th of July. If you notice anything unusual, if something isn't working as expected, please let us know via email at help@bricksbuilder.io, or you can also go to the forum. We have a bugs category over there as well. If you want to discuss the new features with your fellow Bricks users, also make sure to head over to our Facebook group over at facebook.com/brickscommunity. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.